días. Hi, my name is Carlota Santana, and I'm the artistic director of a company called Flamenco Vivo Carlota Santana. And we're a flamenco dance company celebrating our 25th anniversary, along with the Joyce celebrating their 25th anniversary.
Great. Well, thank you for sitting down with me today to talk about your work and your engagement here at the Joyce this week. So the first question I want to ask you is about this new work that you're bringing, Carmen. It's the piece that got the $25,000 commission from the Joyce Theater, and you are taking a work that has been created by opera companies and different dance companies, and you're taking it in a different direction. Can you talk a little bit about what your new take is on this work?
Sure. First of all, thank you to the Joyce Theater for supporting us with your grant to get this work accomplished. We took Carmen because she's a powerful woman, because it's our 25th anniversary and the company is female dominated, and we're talking about the power of women. And we took this person, this character Carmen, and we've made her not into the cigarette girl that she's so well known for, but Carmen is the epitome of flamenco dance. She's the best flamenco dancer in the whole world, and everybody wants to get her art form. So what happens in our Carmen, that she comes into this town where there's more traditional flamenco dancers, and she shows them how to do all this very fancy, very new and different flamenco. And most of them are like this: we don't want you around, as any town is with any outsider. But there's a couple of people who say, hey, I like this. I think I want to go with this new person. And so we establish a base for a little drama and passion and fights and what's going to happen. Is this person going to leave the town and go with Carmen, or can we get him and then her, another one, townsperson, to stay? So that's basically what's going on. There's a lot of drama in flamenco in general. So we've used in that storyline to show Carmen and how new flamenco is danced. Because Carmen's solo at the end is totally new flamenco.
Okay. Can you describe what new flamenco is?
New flamenco is anything almost you want to put in it. In the old days, flamenco dancers stood very straight and tall and proud, would never break the upper back. There was arms, elbows were always up, head was always right on top of the body. Nowadays, elbows are down. There are Graham-like movements in the body. There are deep pliés. There are lifts that was never done in old flamenco. Arm movements that were never done. Flamenco used to be very, very structured, body-wise and music-wise, and all that has changed.
Okay. And that's the kind of the flamenco that you're always working with?
I do both things. They called me the keeper of flamenco, and I kind of like that title. We try to experiment. The younger artists and the younger dancers want to do new things. Experiment with new music, new movements. And so we always do we usually break the program in half, and so the first half is the new experimental, and the second half is the traditional, because the traditional is still in everybody's hearts, even the younger people. And it's kind of a much more relaxed way of performing the second half, because it's just everything we know, and we don't worry about the newness in a sense.
Okay. Can you talk a little bit about this $25,000 commission that you got from the Joyce, and how has it helped to create this new work?
The $25,000 commission that we got from the Joyce, again, I'll say thank you, because it's so helpful for dance companies nowadays to create new works. We really need the support. What we were able to do that we haven't been able to do in other times when we created new works is have a series of meetings with the art. Well, all my artists live in different places, so I have somebody in Madrid, I have somebody in California, and I have somebody in New Mexico. So I needed to bring them all together, which we did in July. And we did a couple of days of talking and working and talking and working and listening to music, scripting the Carmen piece, working together. We had that period of time, which was helped supported by the Joyce grant. We had a period of time in December where we came together again and worked and talked and worked and talked, and then in January and February when we did the full rehearsals and the full creation. So it gave us extra time, which is always needed, to work and to review and to change and to think.
Great. How do you see flamenco dance, and maybe even this new flamenco that you're talking about, how do you see it fitting into contemporary dance and dance in New York and dance in the rest of the world? How does it kind of fit in to that?
I think, first of all, globalization has affected flamenco incredibly. Spain was Spain, of course, where flamenco comes from, was very small and very insulated and isolated for many, many years. And then we have the computer and the internet, and everybody can hear everybody else's music, get to see other ways that people are dancing, and all that new music has influenced flamenco. So there's salsa influenced, there is jazz influence. We are now, here at the Joyce, we have 2 guitars, a singer, percussion, and a violin, which is new. For us, it helps us broaden the way we're working. It gives us many different ways to work. We are very excited about having a violin. We're very excited about using percussion, about taking a modern dance movement and adding it to flamenco. I know there are many traditionalists who say, wow, you shouldn't do that, you're hurting flamenco, but I think in the long run, experimenting and integrating other parts of the world really will help it grow, because if it stays just traditional, then it's just going to stay kind of as a museum piece and stay right where it is.
It's a fluid form in it.
Right. And because people are fluid, and we have new young people coming up, and people who are 18 and 20 nowadays have different life experiences than us of another generation.
Maybe even different trainings as well.
Very different training, absolutely, because also when I was trained in flamenco and in Spanish classical. Nowadays, the young dancers are flamenco, Spanish classical, jazz, modern, salsa. They're trained in everything. So their bodies come out differently.
Yeah, but it brings a great dynamic.
Right.
In your process as well.
Exactly.
Cool. You come here pretty much every year. I think that you've been every year. So the Joyce is in a way your New York home.
Yes, absolutely.
What do you like about coming here?
It's like it's coming home. I think that's the best way to explain it. I just walked in today, and hi to everybody in the box office and hello, and it's really coming home. The staff at the Joyce is so supportive and so good to everybody, and I mean all the staff, the tech the backstage tech people and the box office people and the front office people, and it makes you feel good, and it makes you feel like you're worth something as an artist. It's like you're respected. Again, it's like coming home. It's a wonderful feeling, and I get to the Joyce and I think I can relax, because we just came off a month tour, and we were in Alaska. We were in Anchorage and Juneau, and then we were in Jacksonville, Florida, and then we were in Kansas and Arkansas. So we've been traveling around a lot. So it's good to be home again.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much for sitting down with me today and chatting about flamenco.
Thank you.
I wish you the best of luck here for your run of the show, and hope you have a great week.
Okay, thank you, and thanks for tuning in. Castañuelas, or castanets. On the right hand, you play with all 4 fingers, one at a time. 1, 2, 3, 4. And on the left hand, you hit with the 2 middle fingers. So there are 5 sounds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What you do is get your fingers to go faster and faster, and the sounds get closer and closer together. So that's the way to play castanets. Zapatos. Flamenco shoes. On the tip of the toe and the tip of the heel, they have tiny little nail heads, which help us make sound. This is a woman's shoe. It looks like a pump. A man has a boot, comes a little bit higher up to the ankle, and he has a little bit thicker heel. But we both have these tiny little nail heads on the tip of the toe and the tip of the heel. As you know, a tap shoe has a big piece of metal here and on the heel. Tap dancers tend to go across the top of the floor, and flamenco dancers really dig down into the floor. So that's a flamenco shoe.